Hello everyone, my name is Jaspreet Kaur, MSc MAd from Lovely Professional University, and today we are going to discuss the topic RTE, means Right to Education, Shiksha Ka Adhikar, which was launched on 1st April 2010. There is a very interesting fact about this right to education that it took 8 years to complete this act and implement it in our country. So there is an entire journey which now we are going to live again for this act, that how this free and compulsory education act for children came into existence. So if I talk about RTE, Right to Education Act, in this, the history of this act is on December 2002, 86th Amendment Act 2002 via Article 21A Part 3 seeks to make free and compulsory education a fundamental right for all children in the age group of 6 to 14 years. In October 2003, a first draft of the legislation envisaged in the above article, Free and Compulsory Education for Children Bill 2003, was prepared and posted on this website in October 2003, inviting comments and suggestions from the public at large. In October 2004, the subsequently taking into account the suggestion received on this draft, a revised draft of the bill entitled Free and Compulsory Education Bill 2004 was prepared and posted on the website education.nic.in for the further feedbacks and suggestions that how they can improve. In June 2005, a CAB, Central Advisory Board of Education Committee, drafted the Right to Education Bill and submitted to the Ministry of HRD. And then after that, MHRD sent this to the NAC, where Mrs. Sonia Gandhi is the chairperson. And NAC sent the bill to the PM for his observation. In 14 July 2006, the Finance Committee and Planning Commission rejected the bill. Now, this is very important aspect. Then in 2006, that this act started on 2002. They started worked upon this act that we need to give the children's free and compulsory education. Now, what happened in 2006? There was a setback to this bill that there is a lack of fund, and the mode in which the state and the central will contribute, the ratio was not properly distributed. Now, so you can see the share of budget 65-35, except 90 to 10. In 2010, share of financial assistance changed to 70 and 30. Now, after that, they have agreed, when they have agreed for 17 and 30 in 2010, that then this bill came into existence, because that's the only way they can manage the funds. Now, in 19 July 2006, other organizations were invited for a planning meeting to discuss the impact of the parliament action, initiate advocacy actions, and set the direction of what needs to be done at the district and village level. Because whenever there is a bill we are going to pass, in that it is very important that we should cover the every level of our society. In our society, there are different levels. Like there is a village, there is a district, then there is a small state, and then there is a country. So this different levels should be considered, that okay, at this level we will be implementing this act, at the ground level will be there, or higher level, or at once we are going to implement in entire country. The bill was approved by the cabinet on 2nd July 2009. Rajya Sabha passed the bill on 20 July 2009, and Lok Sabha passed the bill on 4 August 2009. It received presidential assent and was notified as law on 3 September 2009 as the Children's Right to Free and Compulsory Education. The law came into effect in the whole of India except the state of Jammu Kashmir from 1st April 2010, the first time in the history of India. Now, in 2010, after the independence, we got independence in 1947, and after that, after a so long duration, we are getting a right to education, in which we are having a compulsory and free education for the age of 6 to 14 years, and it was implemented in 2010. Education is the most important weapon which you can use to change the world. These are the words of Nelson Mandela. शिक्षा का अधिकार आपको आगे बढ़ने की एक नई उम्मीद देता है। शिक्षा का अधिकार आपको ये बताता है कि हाँ, आप भी अपने जीवन में आगे बढ़ सकते हैं। आज जहाँ सब है, आप वहां पहुंच सकते हैं। आप अपने जीवन को के स्तर को ऊंचा उठा सकते हैं। तो जो ये शिक्षा का अधिकार है, ये हमें ये भी बताता है कि हाँ, हमें अपनी जिंदगी में कुछ बेहतर करना है, हमें अपने देश के लिए कुछ करना है, हमें अपने अपनों के लिए कुछ करना है, हमें अपनी निजी जरूरतों को पूरा करने के लिए कुछ करना है। तो उसके लिए एजुकेशन का होना बहुत जरूरी है। एंड that's the reason this right to education was a great revolution, and due to that we are able to cover a large portion of our society which are not getting education at that time due to the financial issues, and their parents are not having that much money so that they can send them to the high schools. But now they are having a free and compulsory education. Due to that, they are getting the education and they are participating in our society. Now, elementary education is now a fundamental right of every child, and that's the reason that now in our country that everyone is having a basic level of education. Now, everyone focuses that okay, we need this education. Now, there are some basic features which we are going to discuss in RTE. That what are the different features? Free and compulsory education, reservation of seats, admission of students, no screening for admission. Now this is very important because earlier when we go for the admission, the school principals and the admission authority take the interviews of parents. They do the screening that if we are teaching the students and the parents is also educated, they are also able to teach them. They are also compatible with the school, so they will give the admission. Now, due to this RTE, there will be no screen. Everyone will get, because there is an equal right. Everyone should get the education, and it's for 6 to 14 years. So there will be no screening. Student teacher ratio, that's decided because for 40 students, we can't say that one teacher can handle 40 students. 20 or 25 students, one teacher can handle that much. But yes, this is very important to focus so that teacher can focus on each and every child. If you have a 40 students class, then you will not be able to focus on each and every individual's need. But if you have a 20 or 25, then you will be able to manage. Then strict criteria for teachers, this is very important because when you give the free education to all, it means you are giving them privilege, but you will not be hampered with the quality. So that if we will be giving free education, then there will be a boom, and we need the teachers also to teach these many students. So for that, we need to apply the strict criteria for teachers, so that we will get the quality of teachers, so that they will not also they will not do the biasness with the students who are coming from different backgrounds. They should cater their needs. They should understand that the students is having a need, and the teacher needs to satisfy those needs. Physical facilities should be there for them. There should be proper sitting place. Neighborhood schools should be there. No board examination. Now, this is the main aspect that students enjoyed, that we don't have board exam till 14 years. We will be able to, learn. If we will learn, that's okay. If we not be able to learn, but we are learning, we are trying our best, and we will be passed, and we will move to next class. So this is very important aspect, that there will be no board exam, there will be no stress. Certification or degree will be given, and prohibition of proof age for admission. दाखिले के लिए आयु प्रमाण पत्र की मनाही. Now what is happening is, sometimes if we talk about the people, those who belong to the uh, background where they are not able to get the education, in that also sometimes what happens, they don't have the birth certificate. It's happened because generally they have the child was born in a hospital or sometime in a home. So due to that, they don't have the birth certificate of the child, and sometimes due to the money issue also, they are not able to go. They will not be able to issue that birth certificate. So in to do that, what the RTE did, they said that no, we don't need the uh, age proof of a student, that okay, 6 to 14 years, we will give the age proof to 6 to 14 years, only free education for 6 to 14 years students, right? So no need to give the age proof. The challenges which we faced during the implementation of this RT, Right to Education Act 2010, what happened is availability of the teacher, because when this act came, there is a boom in enrollment, and due to that we need teachers. And if we will be having a good quality of teachers, because quantity doesn't matter, quality matters. And setting up of neighborhood schools is important, because every within 1 to 5 kilometer there must be a school, so that students should not travel a long distance to reach the school. Labor's child financial problem, continuation dropout in government institution, problem of implementation in private school, quality of education. Now this is very important. Why we are talking about here labor's child? Because what happened, they, the labor's child, the laborers say that why you have to do the take this education, leave it, we will just do the work, you will also come with us, do the work, and we will be earning money. So due to that, there is a dropout in a government institution, that the students are not coming properly. They are just leaving the study in between. They are moving. They did the grade 8, they did grade 9. Then they feel that we don't want to study. This much is fine. We have to work only. We will do this work, this work. So we will be leaving the school. So there is a great dropout rate. And the problem of implementation in private school is that the students, what they are doing, this when they go to the private school, this private school don't give the admission, that you are not coming from the good background. Due to that, this RT was uh, creating, having a problem, that how everyone can be equal if the private institution will not give the admission to the students. And quality of education is also important, as I have already said, that quantity doesn't matter, if quality is what matter a lot. If we have education, we are providing free education, it should have a quality. हम हिंदी में कहते हैं ना कि अगर आपको दावत देनी है, तो दावत आप 100 लोगों को दे रहे हो, 150 लोगों को दे रहे हो, पर अगर वो दावत का खाना बहुत लजीज होगा तो वो 150 200 लोग भी खुश होके जाएंगे। लेकिन आपके, आप 500 लोगों को बुलाते हैं, लेकिन आपका दावत का खाना ही अच्छा नहीं है, आपकी क्वालिटी ही खाने की अच्छी नहीं है, तो आपने 500 लोगों को खाना खिलाया हुआ, 600 लोगों को अपनी पार्टी में खाना खिलाया, वो उसका कोई मैटर नहीं। तो ये भी बहुत बड़ी एक समस्या थी राइट टू एजुकेशन के लिए, कि हमें क्वालिटी ऑफ एजुकेशन प्रोवाइड करनी, हमें टीचर्स अवेलेबल करवाने, हमें स्कूल स्टैब्लिश करने, और जो फाइनेंशियल प्रॉब्लम्स हो रही है उनको दूर करना है, ड्रॉप आउट रेट्स को कम करना है। क्योंकि गवर्नमेंट इंस्टीट्यूशन में अगर बच्चा इनरोल्ड नहीं हो रहा है, तो प्राइवेट में तो वो बिल्कुल ही नहीं होगा। प्राइवेट स्कूल तो खुद ही बच्चों को नहीं लेते हैं, वो कहते हैं कि हमें नहीं लेना है। तो ये सारी चीजें जो थी वो आरटीई को इम्प्लीमेंट होने में बहुत प्रॉब्लम दे रही थी, और ये बहुत ज्यादा प्रॉब्लमेटिक था। Implications of right to education. Now, RT has been part of the directive principle of state policy under Article 45 of the Constitution, which is part of Chapter 4 of the Constitution. Now, this is very important in the competitive aspect, that you should remember in which directive principle of the state policy this right to education come, in which article, according to which article the amendment is done, and this right to education, free and compulsory education came into existence. These are very important aspects in, you need to remember as per the competitive exams. If you want to clear CTET, PTET, these questions will come, or any state board exam for teacher education, you have to clear these types of question will come. And if I talk about, and rights in chapter 4 are not enforceable. For the first time in the history of India, we have made this right enforceable by putting it in chapter 3 of the Constitution as Article 21. Earlier, when this was in the chapter 4, that we have not uh, enforced it, that okay, you have to follow, you have to follow. Now, what happened when we moved it to the chapter 3 Constitution as Article 21? This enlightened children have to have the right to education enforced as a fundamental right. Now, this is very important. When it was introduced, it was in chapter 4, where it was not reinforceable. But when we shifted to the chapter 3 and it comes under the article 21, it becomes our fundamental right. And due to that, we say that getting admission in a school, any of the school, is a right of the child, and he or she will get the education in any of the Indian school. It's his or her fundamental rights. Due to that, we got the universalization of education. Due to the proper use of RTE, increase of accessibility of education is there. Now everyone has access to the education, and in this while doing this, the state is not only one who will be responsible, the central also. Vice versa. Central will not only responsible for this RTE to implement, state is also important, because we have discussed the ratio, the fund they are sharing with each other to implement this RTE. Development of physical facilities helpful for weaker section SC and ST category. Now this is very important, because these are the major categories upon which we have to work, so that we can build them, and by building them we will be making our country developed country. Equality, it is important, because by giving right to education, everyone will be learning together, there will be equality. And according to the Indian constitution, india India gives opportunity to everyone. There everyone is having a right, everyone is having a duty. They have fundamental rights. Everyone here can express their point of view on any point of any situation, any political or any social topic. We give them equality of this. And by giving the right to education as an equality, that okay, you are going, it it will give us a workforce with the greater diversity, and we will be having a very skillful workforce with us. So with this, I would like to conclude this video. I hope you have learned about the right of education Act 2010. If you have any suggestions, please let me know. Thank you so much for watching till end, and I hope you have a good day. Thank you so much.